We can begin responding to the three anomalies regarding Rashi's commentary to Vayikra 25:2 by first establishing some ground rules between the approach that Rashi has to the Chumash text and how it differs to that of the Midrash Tanchuma. Rashi's approach is one of Pshuto Shel Mikra. This is evidenced very early on in Bereshit 3:8, the incident involving Adam Harishon in Gan Eden, in which we are told that they, Adam and Chava, heard the voice of Hashem as he, Hashem, was mithalech began. And commenting on the phrase Vayishma'u, Rashi writes, Yesh Medrashei Agada Rabim. There are many midrashic commentaries addressing the textual anomaly of this phrase. Ukva Sidurum Rabotenu Al Mechonam. The commentaries have been listed in their respective locations, Bereshit Rabbah, Ubashar Midrashot, in the Medrash Rabbah and other collections of Midrashim. He then goes on to state, Vani lo bati ella lipshuta shel mikra. My role is to clarify the text according to the Pshuta shel mikra, and where necessary, Ula Agada Hamiyashevet Divrei Hamikra, I will include midrashic material that can be aligned to the Pshuta shel mikra. Davar Dibur al Oifanav, each word in its proper way. And therefore, in his commentary to Vayikra 25:2, in which he needs to address the superfluous Shabbat LaHashem, which he does by interpreting Shabbat LaHashem as L'Shem Hashem, he then needs to justify this reinterpretation on the basis of a Gzera Shavah, or at the very least a word association between the laws of Shemitah and the laws of Shabbat. The Torah Kahanim is not bound by the restrictions of the Pshuta Shel Mikra, and therefore develops an actual Gzera Shava between the two mitzvot, Kashem Shene'emar Shabbat LaHashem B'Shabbat, Bereshit, just as the term Shabbat LaHashem is mentioned with respect to Shabbat in the Aseret HaDibrot, Kach Ne'emar Shabbat LaHashem B'Shviyit. So too the term Shabbat LaHashem is used with respect to the mitzvah of Shemitah. Rashi is concerned with the Pshuta Shel Mikra problem of the superfluous Shabbat LaHashem. Torah Kahanim, on the other hand, creates a midrashic link between the two mitzvot. This reading of Rashi can be seen in the Chizkuni's commentary to Rashi. Both lived much of their life in France. In his super commentary to Rashi, Shabbat LaHashem as L'Shem Hashem, he notes that it was common practice in his day for farmers to fallow the land, leaving a field idle for a period of time so that it retains nutrients and moisture for the next crop year. And with this in mind, the Chizkuni writes, Pirush Rashi L'Shem Hashem, Rashi's explanation of Shabbat LaHashem as L'Shem Hashem, Klomar, is understood that Lo Tehei Kavanatecha Lahovira. The intent of observing Mitzvat Shemitah is not to allow the land to remain fallow Kedei L'Tayiva, in order to improve the land. In other words, this would be the rationalization of Mitzvat Shemitah, Elo Kedei La'asot Mitzvat HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But irrespective of the land, the observance of the laws of Shemitah are to be fulfilled simply because they are a command from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. L'Shem Hashem, for God, irrespective of the farmer's need to replenish the soil. And goes on to base this interpretation upon a word association to Shabbat Bereshit, where Shabbat is described in the Chumash as a day of rest from a hard week of work, for which one can easily rationalize, especially in this modern era, that if one was not exhausted from work, then possibly the laws of Shabbat, especially the negative commandments, would not apply. In response to this line of thinking, the Pasuk in the Aseret HaDibrot state, Shabbat LaHashem Elokecha, that irrespective of the individual's need to replenish the body through the cessation of work, the laws of Shabbat from the very outset need to be fulfilled because they are a mitzvah from God. And as an aside, this answers a question as to why Rashi defines Shabbat LaHashem as L'Shem Hashem in Sefer Vayikra and offers no commentary to the Shabbat LaHashem in Sefer Shmot. If there was a problem with the term Shabbat LaHashem that required interpretation, that interpretation should have been provided at the very first instance of this expression. The answer, of course, is Rashi here is addressing a textual anomaly, that of the superfluous inclusion of this phrase into the laws of Shemitah. Whereas in Sefer Shmot, the Shabbat LaHashem Elokecha is not superfluous.